Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees run into a Mizorowski buzzsaw in Milwaukee. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
What the fuck is going on here?
Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to visit our New York Nuts merch store. That's that beautiful blue line. And don't forget to be a member of the New York Minute Sports Show. Become a New York Nut and hit that join for the membership. Only $1.99 a month. We're going to give you exclusive content. More on that at the end of the video. But tonight, we found out why they call him the Miz, because everybody wearing a Yankee uniform was absolutely miserable for 6 innings against Mizorowski tonight. But the big story for the New York Yankees in Milwaukee tonight was none other than the prospect Spencer Jones.
And he's going to be on base for the first time.
Spencer Jones comes up from AAA, and his first game and first at bat sees a fastball at 104 miles an hour. Good luck, kid. Welcome to the majors. From the frying pan right into the fire. And Spencer Jones struck out tonight and earned a walk, but nobody was hitting that guy tonight. And the thing about Spencer Jones is all we hear is that Spencer Jones is the left-handed Aaron Judge. Now, don't get me wrong. The stories, the similarities, the body types, it all fits. But we don't need to put any added pressure on Spencer Jones. It's hard enough to play the sport of baseball. Look at what's going on with Anthony Volpe. But the greatest part about Spencer Jones is that he comes up and doesn't have to be the guy. If you remember when they brought up Aaron Judge with the Baby Bombers, they really needed offensive production in that lineup. That's the reason they push guys ahead of schedule. But now with the way that the New York Yankees have been playing offense all season long, Spencer Jones can hit in the 6th spot, and they can wait for him to develop without the pressure of putting him in the cleanup spot and having to rely on the young guy. But speaking of young guys, Mizorowski tonight, 6'7", 24 years of age, throws 101 to 104 miles an hour. And my question to you is this the evolution of the starter right in front of our eyes? We got guys like Schlittler, LaGrange, Mason Miller, Mizorowski, and Paul Skeens, who all consistently throw over 100 miles an hour, sustained for 7 innings. When I was a kid, the only guys that would throw 100 miles an hour was called Nolan Ryan and closers. And even the closers didn't even reach 100 miles an hour until Chapman made it a regular thing. Now these starters are going out of their minds, throwing 100 miles an hour. Think about the dominant pitchers from my era, Pedro Martinez, and even the flamethrower Randy Johnson would top off at 99 miles an hour during a regular season game. And now guys are doing it effortlessly. Tonight, Mizorowski had 6 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts. But the other pitcher in this ball game was none other than our very own Max Fried, who obviously didn't have it tonight, got knocked around his final line, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. It was the second inning that got away with him. He had 9 consecutive balls that he threw and had 50 pitches in the first inning. But this is what Max Fried gives you, and that's why he's a veteran 29-year-old left-hander. It's because he had absolutely nothing tonight, and you thought he was going to make his exit in the first inning, but he manned up, he toughed it out, and still gave the Yankees 6 innings so their bullpen wouldn't be busted all series long. That's the one thing that you can have from Max Fried. Even if he does have nothing that night, he can still work through it because he's such a smart pitcher who pitches with guile and off-speed stuff, but the Milwaukee Brewers had his number tonight. Saw him doing a little bit of this with the hand. Hopefully he's not having a blister issue, because at the end of his last start, he was starting to get knocked around. If you notice, the book might be out on Max Fried a little bit. Guys are pushing that sweeper right to right field, and that was happening a lot tonight. Guys were just going with contact and going with the pitches, and that's exactly what the Milwaukee Brewers do. And you know what? This is a good test for the Yankees. The Milwaukee Brewers, I know their record's 20-16, and the National League is much better than the American League this year. So it's good to see the Yankees play a tough team. The way Mizorowski was pitching tonight, no one was winning this ball game against him. But the Yankees finally have a good test in these next two games, and it's a good litmus test for them, because it's really easy to beat up on terrible teams, which they have. They can only play the teams in front of them, but with the Rays right behind them, who lost tonight, and they still remain a game back of the New York Yankees, things are tight at the top of the AL East. Ben Rice was back tonight. That was another good sign to see. And an old friend, Gary Sanchez sighting. Warning, warning, warning. Gary Sanchez sighting. Look at Gary Sanchez at 102 years of age, having better numbers than Austin Wells. Think about that. Let that sink in for a second. You know, I have to admit, some of my guilty pleasure thinking sometimes is like Nathan Eovaldi still in pinstripes, Juan Soto still in pinstripes, and I can add him directly to the list. What if Gary Sanchez remained on the New York Yankees? What kind of career would he have? And I always find it to be a very, very odd dynamic when Joe Girardi is in the booth calling the games and still calling Gary Sanchez, because you got to remember, Gary Sanchez got Joe Girardi fired because Joe Girardi was telling lazy Gary Sanchez to work on his defense behind the plate 5 days a week, and Gary Sanchez ran to the front office and complained to Hal and Brian. And in today's day and age, if it's the manager or a player, the manager is going. And indirectly, that's why Aaron Baboon Bubbles Buffoon, whoa, got the job and still has the job. So I always found that to be a weird dynamic. And Gary Sanchez is having a little bit of a resurgence in his career on Milwaukee. No ill will there. But when Gary Sanchez first came up in this league, you thought he was going to be the next Jorge Posada with more power, and he just absolutely fell apart. In fact, it came down to he was lazy. He would come into camp out of shape, and he would always fight Joe Girardi tooth and nail about his defense behind the plate. And that's why, you know what, maybe he finally got his shit together. But you know what? The Yankees lose tonight, but our Mr. Miserable for us goes tomorrow. Our young gun, Kam Schlittler, who is just as good as Mizorowski, and he will be going tomorrow. So the Yankees will be looking to bounce back in Milwaukee tomorrow. Like I said, good test for the Yanks. Finally got a decent team against them. Overall record for the Yanks, 26-13, 12-7 away from home. And this is the New York Minute Yankees postgame show every single night, guys. Don't forget to visit our New York Minute Nuts merch. That's the beautiful blue link underneath the video. And don't forget to check out our membership. That's that join button on the video right there. You can join for a membership. It's $1.99 a month, guys. What can you buy quality for $1.99? Sign up for that. I'm going to be doing personal videos. We're going to be doing call-in shows with the followers, interactive videos with you. I'm going to be doing a video once a week, reading off your comments from the post-game show. And I'm going to be doing a fan-based membership, guys. I'm going to be doing man-on-the-street interviews, and I'm going to be putting exclusive content behind that paywall, guys, because I just noticed the YouTube ads just got longer. That's how we make our money here at New York Minute. We didn't take any advertisers on. We like to sell you a good made-in-America product with the T-shirts. And now, with our membership, give back to the New York Minute Yankees post-game show, guys. I know you've been enjoying it so far. Take us to the next stratosphere, guys. They just did the UFO report. There's aliens. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad. bed, baby. Good night, Canada. Bye.